Black, long, dead fingers emerged from under the bed, out of the closet.
We did it. We freaking did it. You did it. 1,000 subscribers, guys. Thank y'all very, very much. I'm really humbled that you guys are finding entertainment in the way I react to videos. I never thought that this would be possible until I started realizing what kind of value reactions had, because I started enjoying the content myself from other reaction channels. And then I started looking into a lot of these horror animations and stuff and really finding it interesting. And funny story, the whole thing about SCP and me discovering it was from one of the animations that I watched. I wasn't used to watching anything but horror animations and a few funny animations, and then I ran across something about SCP-087 from one of the channels that we react to, which is Creepy Animated Stories. It was about SCP-087. If you haven't watched that video, it was the first video on my channel that did really well and responsible for bringing a lot of traffic here. And today we're not reacting to SCP, but we're reacting to another animation by Creepy Animated Stories. Tomorrow you're gonna see an SCP video, but I can't react to them too often, just due to the amount of permission channels that I have. Horror, I have a bunch of channels that I have permission to. SCP animated or animation channels, or SCP channels in general, only have one. The guys from Tales from the Foundation, SCP Animated, were nice enough to let me start reacting to their SCP animations, and I'm really excited to be able to do that. I requested some permission from some of the other guys that do SCP content. So if you're watching my videos, check your email from Zueljin. I should have emailed you by now. I requested permission from a couple of them and I haven't heard back. So I don't do this unless I have explicit permission from the actual creators. Anyway, we're going on a whole lot today without actually getting into the animation. Make sure to go over to Creepy Animated Stories channel, subscribe to them, and hit the notification bell. If you like good animation quality, guys, the illustration on this is usually on point. It's outstanding. It's some of the most beautiful animation that's out there, and we're lucky enough to be able to react to it. And make sure, if you like reaction channels and you aren't subscribed to this channel, subscribe. We still got a couple of milestones left to go, so I hope you'll hang in there with me. Without further ado, guys, let's get into the story. Creepy Fingers.
A girl named Leah was afraid to go to bed. Every time her mother read her a fairy tale before going to bed, kissed her on the forehead, and assured her that there was no one in her room.
That's good.
But she knew there was.
She knew there was, or she was just thinking there was. So I didn't get any bedtime stories told to me as a child, okay? I did, I got stories told to me by one of my grandfathers, but I was never the type of child to be read to at night. I kind of would, I don't know what I used to do when I was a kid, to say the truth. I know I had night terrors big time, and it was before I actually went to sleep. It wasn't necessarily dreams. I was just very scared of the dark as a kid because of too many scary movies. I've discussed this at length in other reaction videos, but just know that I was never told bedtime stories, and it just, I don't know what I did when I went to bed.
Saw it. The fingers. Black, long, dead fingers emerged from under the bed, out of the closet, and sometimes from behind the door.
Gah!
And she could hear someone's heavy breathing behind it.
Fingers.
And so, as usual, Mom read her a fairy tale.
Look how gorgeous this
said good night,
image is, man.
And turned out the light.
Very good drawing quality.
And at night, Leah was awakened by a squeaky sound. Someone was shuffling and making noise in her dark room.
Jeez.
She opened her eyes and looked into the darkness. There were 10 scary long fingers sticking out of the door.
So, do you think this is a ghost? This is her imagination? What? Because it's appearing at different places, so it's not her just seeing things, unless, I mean, if it's her imagination, her eyes are probably playing tricks on her. But, you know, we got horror stories at the wazoo about the closets and the beds, of course. So these are the two places that are usually dark and you can't see. Maybe it's just something in her mind.
Black, dead, and thin. They swished and moved slowly up and down, and there was someone behind the door. It stood there, breathing heavily. At first, Leah could not even move because of the horror that embraced her whole body. But then, when the door started to open slowly,
Oh, dang.
she screamed loudly.
Show it to
closing
us.
her eyes. Mom came almost immediately
Okay.
and hugged her. Her gentle hands stroked and calmed Leah.
So she
while
didn't see
kept
anything.
crying and sobbing. Then she heard Mom's voice from her parents' room.
Oh, dang.
Honey, what's wrong?
No, 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 no.
If Mom was in her bedroom,
That's the creepy fingers.
her head so gently.
Oh, no. Oh, no. The creepy fingers took the form of Mom and started hugging on her. It was real. It was not. It was not a fake. Oh my God, guys. That's a good little twist at the end. Oh, make sure to go over to Creepy Animated Stories and subscribe to them, guys. We've reacted to a ton of their videos so far, and they're always very, very good. I hope you really like this one. Thanks again for watching. Make sure to check out some of Creepy Animated Stories videos here, and you can subscribe to them right there too, and to me right there. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time.